When I was 18, I was suffering with leukemia, and the only way I was able to live was because of Medicaid. It was horrifying, it was destructive to my entire body, and it caused me to have this overabundance of destruction throughout the confines of my life. It caused my body to be significantly weaker than what it would be without that disease. But through Medicaid, I was able to actually live. So, I have been reading through the big, beautiful bill. I was curious exactly what was going on because everybody kept telling me this bill's going to destroy the world, and I don't trust any media. I just don't trust the media at all. So I decided to actually read the entire bill. It's bad. I didn't, it's horrifying. It's evil. It is probably the most evil bill I've ever read in my entire life. So I just don't want to, I didn't want to read the entire thing. I just gonna read the entire thing. I read all of it, and I'm going to summarize the points that really objectively, I'm just going to summarize it objectively about what the bill does. It gives massive tax cuts to corporations from 21% to 17%. Top individual tax brackets lowered from 37 to 30%. Increases standard deduction but eliminates many itemized deductions. Capital gain tax reduced, favoring wealthy investors. Estimated cost of 3.4 trillion over 10 years. So if you don't know what that means and all the funny words I just used, that means that the top 1% will get a bunch of tax breaks. A Medicaid and healthcare overhaul. Now, this is being pitched to us as, oh, we're getting rid of the waste, the illegals that are in there. So this is what I discovered. It cuts 793 billion to 1.2 trillion from Medicaid over 10 years. It has work requirements for Medicaid recipients. They gotta work 80 hours in a month. That means if you have a job, you did get Medicaid, is what they're saying. That's the big point. I want to point this out. It has work requirements for Medicaid. So you have to work to get Medicaid. I want to point this out. Some people can't work. They need Medicaid. That's really important. But a lot of people don't want their tax dollars being used to people that don't work. So this is a big Republican talking point, hence why I'm bringing it up right now. Ends federal Medicaid funds for gender affirming care, Planned Parenthood, and other abortion providers. This is also a big point there. Abortions will still happen. Gender affirming care will still happen, but it will be done unsafely and without the funding of Medicaid. So this is just saying that taxpayer dollars won't go towards those two things. So a lot of people are very happy about that. Just want to point that out. I am not going to give personal opinions here right now yet. I just want to talk about this. Loosens ACA, the Affordable Care Act. This is ending coverage for some pre-existing conditions and reduces subsidies for marketplace insurance. So let's ignore the gender affirming care and the abortion stuff. If you're suffering with a life-altering disease and have the ACA or the Affordable Care Act, you don't get that anymore. Insulin, if you have asthma, if you had leukemia as I had, things of that variety, you lose that. Period. That's what that means. I don't know if you know what that means. They kind of coupled it all together to get it passed because people hate gay people so much that they would destroy their own lives about it. That's what they coupled that in there together, is what I read throughout the bill. So, here goes the fun part. Defense and border security increases defense spending by 250 billion, and that comes from the Medicare and Medicaid cuts. Funds construction of new border barriers. Finish the wall is how it's phrased. Expands immigration enforcement, including more ICE agents, faster deportations, visa restrictions for certain countries. So immigration's powerful. Yeah, great. Social program cuts. It reduces SNAPs and food stamp funding. So no more food stamps for, people like that are struggling in the ghetto or things of that variety. Yeah, we got our taxpayer money. Work requirements for SNAP and housing assistance. So in order to get SNAP and housing assistance, you would need to have a job, which, you got to work to be in America, capitalist society. Cuts the student loan forgiveness program. No more student loan forgiveness, essentially. I read it through. I read everything. I read it all. Reduces federal funding for public housing. That's just what it is. That's just what it said in the bill. I'm just reading literally exactly what the bill says. Education changes. Expands school vouchers in charter schools. Cuts federal funding for it says specifically diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. That's exactly what it says. No more LGBTQ education initiative. Supports parents' rights to curriculum oversight. Parents are able to pull kids out of specific programs if they deem it unnecessary to their child's education, is what it says. No more benefits because of your diversity, equity, and inclusion. So I want to point this out, and a lot of people don't know this. The reason they have the DEI initiative is simply because black people have been treated unfairly in this country. Asian people have been treated unfairly in this country. Women have been treated unfairly in this country. And this is just goes to show that you should work. It's merit-based. It's merit-based. So, just going to keep going about the bill. Energy and environment expands oil, gas, and coal production. Slashes funding for renewable energy programs. Withdraws U.S. from international climate agreements. Eases environmental regulations on businesses. I summarized this so you can understand what I'm saying. That's exactly what it says. Nationwide abortion restrictions after 15 weeks. Federal ban on transgender athletes in women's sports. Expands gun rights. National concealed carry reciprocity. Eases restrictions on firearm purchases. Strengthens penalties for protest-related property damage. Limits social media platforms' ability to moderate content. So, this is what I got from a summary, just in case you didn't understand. The big beautiful bill is a sweeping hardline conservative package that will cut taxes, especially for corporations and high earners, slashes Medicaid and Social Security net programs, boosts defense and border enforcement, rolls back environmental protections, and that's socially conservative policies, abortion, trans rights, weakens ACA protections for healthcare. So, that is the big beautiful bill. Now I'm going to explain how a conservative would love this. Trans people will not get gender affirming care, and there's no more abortion. And we get to buy guns, and you have to work to get what you want. There goes your conservative talking points. There you go. If we are just focusing on the, immigration is going to be a lot stronger. So I just only talked about positives there for conservatives. Boom. There you go. There goes all the positive conservative talking points that I've heard about this. There's still a crazy amount of stuff here. If you are a high earner or a big corporation, or maybe you're a small business that makes a bunch of money, you get a massive tax cut. So that's good for you. No more Medicaid. So no more free benefits for not working. And no more safety net programs. You don't get that in America. My taxpayer dollars are not going to go towards that. It's going to go towards immigration and the military. Literally, that's all it is. And yeah, that's pretty much the nonsense there. So there you go. So, I want to point this out. Supporters are often saying that it boosts the economy, secures borders, and restores traditional values. And I will give them this. It will force people to work. And it definitely will secure the borders, and it will definitely restore traditional values. Very Christian. The critics call it a massive wealth transfer to the rich that guts healthcare, harms vulnerable groups, and attacks civil rights. Both are true. Both are disgustingly true, because they both do the whole thing. So, who are the winners and who are the losers? Let's talk about the winners. This is very important. I wrote this down. Corporations and big businesses are getting a corporate tax cut. It goes from 21% to 17%. It's a deregulation in energy and environmental labor. New incentives for domestic manufacturing and less environmental red tape, so equals cheaper operations, so they can harm the environment more. It doesn't matter if we harm the environment to these people because it's for the next guy. It doesn't really matter. So let's worry about that later. Wealthy individuals and investors. Top income tax bracket drops from 37% to 30%. Capital gains and dividend tax cut. Larger estate tax exemption. Stock market likely to benefit from deregulation and tax cut. So, are you in the stock market, by the way? Probably not. Most people aren't. But the big guys, Wall Street, they are. Those big guys, the top earners, they're in Wall Street. So, defense contractors and military, just a boost to immigration. $250 billion defense spending increase for immigration overall. A major expansion to the fossil fuel industry. Major expansion of oil, gas, and coal production. Rollback in environmental restrictions. Green energy program / fossil fuel prioritized. Religious and social conservatives, it's like the whole thing. We're getting a 15-week abortion ban. Transgender athlete ban. Defunding of Planned Parenthood and gender affirming care. Parental rights in schools strengthened. So this is just exactly what Project 2025 was talking about. I just want to point this out. This is exactly what Project 2025 was talking about. This is also, you get more gun owners and gun right groups. It's the whole thing. National concealed carry reciprocity, loosen restrictions on firearm purchases. The losers let's talk about the losers, because those are the winners. Let's talk about the losers now. Anybody on Medicaid, millions are going to lose coverage. Work requirements and eligibility hurdles added. There's a lot of stuff there when jobs are very hard to get right now, and we're adding more with there. SNAP food stamps cut, just in general. Public housing funding restricted. Work requirements expanded for assistance programs. LGBTQ, Medicaid ban on gender affirming care. Trans athletes get banned. DEI programs defunded. LGBTQ education initiative cut. Fossil fuels prioritized. No more solar energy. No more green, clean energy. None of that. That's all gone. Completely destroyed. Student loan forgiveness programs cut. Public schools lose federal support for DEI, mental health, and LGBTQ resources. No more student counselors. That's just what it is. Private school vouchers expanded at public school expense. So private schools are more going to be prioritized as opposed to public school, and that's how it's going to be operated. So more for the rich kids. Harsh new penalties for property damage during protests. Broader surveillance powers for law enforcement, and more police power is what I wrote specifically. So the winners, and this is just the baseline taxes, are corporations, wealthy individuals, military contractors, fossil fuels, religious conservatives, and gun owners. The losers are low-income Americans, Medicaid recipients, LGBTQ plus individuals, public education, environmental advocates, and reproductive rights supporters. That is as brass tacks, as bare bones as I could possibly make this for you. That is me not giving my personal preference about anything. Now I'm going to give my personal preference. Thank you. What the f is wrong with this bill? Holy, this is crazy. What is this? What is this crazy? Is this, am I in the loony bin? This is the stuff they talk about in corporate greed movies. This is insane. This is psychotic. Why is this even being voted on right now? Who decided this? This is crazy. What is this? I'm hysterical. I can't believe this is real. Wow, this is shaking me up a little bit. I didn't think I would read through an entire document. I didn't think I would read through that. This is crazy. I didn't think I would read through the whole thing. You can look up the Big Beautiful Bill anywhere. Anywhere you want, you can find it. You can look it up. It's on congress.com. You can see it and stuff like that. You can see it as plain text. I have been reading, you wonder what I've been reading? The plain text here. I have been reading this. I read this whole thing. I read all of this. I read every single piece of this, and I summarized it for you. I read all of this, and I summarized it for you. I did that, and then I put it into ChatGPT to make sure I was right. And I was right. I did it objectively through AI. I just asked him to explain, what does the Big Beautiful Bill do? I just saw what it would did. I was just curious. I just wanted to see if my summary was the same as that summary, to see if AI would do it. I just wanted to see what would happen. I just wanted to see. Because I didn't trust ChatGPT. I didn't know if ChatGPT had been corrupted or something. I didn't want to trust that. And then I asked other things. I asked the Chinese app. I asked all of it. I asked Grok. I asked Grok exactly what it was. I just kept asking. And I've been dealing with this for so... This is stupid. Why are we giving corporations tax cuts and hiding? Why are we hiding? Oh, I have a headache. Why are we hiding it behind everything? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? This is the whole thing. This is massive tax cuts to the top individuals. And why are we giving the rich more money? Is it so we can get more jobs and all this stuff? We're just funding corporate greed. Is that what we're doing? How is this helping the little man? How is it helping the little man? But cutting Medicaid? You got to help the people that don't work. We got to help the people that don't work. It's crazy. I am hysterical right now. I'm hysterical right now. Fuck. Oh God. I hope this bill doesn't get passed. This is crazy. What is this? Why? Where we? Ooh, I have a stomach ache. I have a deep stomach ache right now. I have a headache, a stomach ache, my eyes burn. What is this? This is bad. The robots are saying it's bad. the AI is saying it's bad. They are so concerned about harming others that they're not concerned about harming you. I want you to really think about that. They're more concerned about harming others that they're not realizing they're harming you too. Understand that. Understand that I don't care if you hate gay people. I don't care if you hate trans people. If you are broke, they hate you. If you can't work because of some disability, they hate you. It doesn't matter if you hate abortion. I know you care about babies. It's very important to you. They are after you. They are after you. This is crazy. This isn't a regular thing. This is insane. This is psychotic. This is the most insane thing I have ever read. I would have saved myself 2 hours of reading had I just had ChatGPT just answer me what it does. I should have just done that. But I wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure that I knew exactly what in God's name I was reading. It's worse than I thought. If you don't remember Project 2025, if you don't remember what it is, the whole thing, what the entirety of it is, I will show you. Actually, let's just do a fun little game here. Let's do this the easy way. What is Project 2025? He's searching the web right now. The blueprint for a Trump era government. That's what they think it is. That's just searching the web. Is a comprehensive government playbook. Do Project 2025 and the Big Beautiful Bill share similarities? I spelled that so wrong. Yes. Yes. They do. They do. They do. They share. They share. There's key differences, obviously. The Big Beautiful is publicly debated legislation considered a counter revolt. Project 25 is a behind the scenes. Oh, there's the key difference. They work hand in hand. So this is exactly what it is. It's back and back. There's a shared theme between the two things. So, yeah, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I'm I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I don't. What do I do? What what do I do?